Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Rebecca, and my Buddhist name is Metta Bali, which means keeper of loving kindness. Today is the Dhamma class of September 29, 2024. We have Dhamma classes every Sunday at 4 p.m. Arizona and Pacific time. The Zoom ID is 413-460-4622, and the password is Buddha20 with all lowercase letters. Today's Dhamma class consists of Part 1A, offerings, 5 precepts, metta meditation, Part 1B, aditana, mindfulness, wish and sharing, Part 2, chantings, recitings, Buddhism, and praying book translations. The substitution for this week will be Sumapin. Before we start, I'll share some rules and regulations. Please do not eat or drink during praying time because it is very disrespectful. Praying time is only 15 minutes, so please be mindful and respectful. If you're hungry, please remember to eat before praying next time. Please do not mess around and stay still during part 1 of today's Dhamma session. Please strain your body and center yourself in the middle of your camera. And if your camera is off, you'll be removed from the meeting, so please keep your camera on at all times. However, if you're not part of the Dhamma class, you're free to turn your camera off at any time. Everyone who is chanting part 1A and B, please chant clearly and slowly since other people will be listening or chanting. We also believe you'll do very well. To those reading the substitutions or part 1A, please try to join the Zoom meeting at least 5 minutes early. Everyone, we will start off with offerings, so please put your hands together.
Dhana sarapatitina divina tamardam sinam ilokati pensabudam pujayami damunudam wana ganda guno bedam iram kusuma santatim pujayami munindasa siri bada sararuhe.
Adiwas tu no bende, Baniam Parikapitam, Anukapam Upadaya, Padigana tu Utama. Adiwas tu no bende, Bojanam Parikapitam, Anukapam Upadaya, Padigana tu Utama. One time.
Ogada, Gayake, Wazike, Minoke, Tapadota, Katendo, Abiedoko, Piaupaseche, Ajonga, Patama, Dudia, Dadia, Najane, Donjay Miao, Paya Yedana, Tanga Yedana Metomba Roko, Yote Lemia, Lasomoye, Shiko Buzo, Pumia Manjo, Tagobaye Shimbia, Tagoya Jo Aja, Abeleba, Gatomba, Lapishipa, Yandumungaba, Wipati Leba, Katana Dia Naba Doma, Kaka Tenkilo Nidi Matya Podia Nibandia Domiko, Yabalo Shimpia Valentine.
Aham Bante Discernena Saha Nawanga Sampanagatam Uposata Silam Dhammamya Chami Anukaham Katoa Silam Deta Me Bante Titiyampi Aham Bante Discernena Saha Nawanga Sampanagatam Uposata Silam Dhammamya chami anukaham katva silam deta me bante tatiyampi aham bante tisarnena saha nanga sampanagatam uposata silam Dhammamya chami anukaham katva silam deta me bante amabante Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami, Titiyampi Buddham saranam gacchami, Titiyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Titiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Tatiyampi Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Tatiyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Tatiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Amabante. Anadipara Varavati Sikhaparam Sabariyavi Adina Dara Varavati Sikhaparam Sabariyavi Abravacharya Varavati Sikhaparam Sabariyavi Musawara Varavati Sikhaparam Sabariyavi Suraviraya Maja Pamadadada Wirabadi Sikapada Sabadiyavi Wikala Bojara Wirabadi Sikapada Sabadiyavi Nachakita Wadita Wisuka Dasara Malagada Wilepada Darada Badara Vibhusara Dana Viravadi Sikapadam Sabadiyavi Uchasara Mahasara Viravadi Sikapadam Sabadiyavi Metta Sahagatera Chetasa Sapapara Bhutesu Paridra Viharana Sabariyavi. Mama birthday that one time.
Iti viso bhagava araham sama sambuddho vishacharna sampanno sugado logavidu anotro grisa tamasarati sata deva manusanam bodho bhagava. Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akariko Ehipasiko Opaleiko Pachatam Vedita Bo Vinyuhi.
Kishin Shinki, it is your turn.
Supatipano Bhagavato Sawaka Sango Ujupatipano Bhagavato Sawaka Sango Nayapatipano Bhagavato Sawaka Sango Samijipatipano Bhagavato Sawaka Sango Yaditam Chatari Purisa Yugani Ata Purisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Sawaka Sango Ahuniyo Bahuniyo Dakiniyo Anjali Karaniyo Anuktaram Punyaketam Lokasa by one time.
Aham Aveva Homi Abhya Pacho Homi Anigo Homi Sukhiyatanam Pariharami Mama Mata Pitu Acharya Cha Yatimita Cha Sabamacharino Cha Avera Hontu Abhyapacha Hontu Aniga Hontu Sukhiyatanam Pariharantu Amakam Araka Dewata Ima Samim Awase Ima Samim Arame Araka Dewata Arera Hontu Abhyapacha Hontu Aniga Hontu Sukhiyatanam pariharantu.
Sabe Sata, Sabe Bana, Sabe Buddha, Sabe Bugala, Sabe Atapawa Beria Bana, Saba Itio, Sabe Purisa, Sabe Arya, Sabe Anaria, Sabe Dewa, Sabe Manusa, Sabe Wenipatika, Awera Hontu, Abya Baja Hontu, Anika Hontu, Suki Atana Beriharantu, Tuka Muchantu, Yata Lata Sampatito, Mawi Gachantu, Kamasaka.
Purati Maya Tisaya Dakinaya Tisaya Pachimaya Tisaya Uttaraya Tisaya Purati Maya Anutisaya Dakinaya Anutisaya Pachimaya Anutisaya Uttaraya Anutisaya Eti Maya Tisaya Uparimaya Tisaya.
Sabe Sata, Sabe Bana, Sabe Buddha, Sabe Bugala, Sabe Atapawa Beria Bana, Saba Itio, Sabe Burisa, Sabe Aria, Sabe Anaria, Sabe Dewa, Sabe Manusa, Sabe Wanipatika, Awera Hontu, Abya Baja Hontu, Anika Hontu, Sukiatana Pariharantu, Tuka Muchantu, Yata Lata Sampadito, Mawika Chantu, Kama Saka.
Udam Yawa Bawagacha, Ado Yawa Awijito, Samanta Jaka Walisu, Yesada Bata Vichara, Abya Baja Niwe Raja, Nidu Gaja Nubadawa, Udam Yawa Bawagacha, Ado Yawa Awijito, Samanta Jaka Walisu, Yesada Udagichara, Abya Baja Niwe Raja, Nidu Gaja Nubadawa, Udam Yawa Bawagacha, Ado Yawa Awijito, Samanta Jaka Walisu, Yesada Agasichara, Abya Baja Niwe Raja, Nidu Gaja Nubadawa, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu.
Now we'll be learning how to meditate by Gama, Chloe, Valerie, Tiffany, and Shinta.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Karma and my Buddhist name is Kama Bali, which means keeper of good luck. And today I will be talking about what is meditation. Guide 1. Meditation is the way to keep the mind cool and calm by concentrating on one object. There are many ways to meditate. In our Dhamma class, primarily we study Anapanasati and body scanning meditation. In Anapanasati, a natural focus is your own breath, which is always with you. If you simply keep feeling the breath as it comes in and as it goes out, the mind gets quieter and more peaceful. In body scanning meditation, you scan your whole body from head to toe, from the front and the back. The only trouble is something will always take your attention away, maybe a noise or a pain in the knee, but often your own mind is the problem. It's so full of useless stuff, like a monkey jumping here and there. It is so hard to control. To become the master of your mind, you need some lessons, enough time, and a good place. To learn how to practice with enough practice, meditation helps to replace bad thoughts and feelings with happy ones.
Why do we meditate? By learning how to control the mind, we start to get rid of negative habits and develop good mental qualities instead. If your mind is cool, you make good decisions, you don't get confused, you make less mistakes, you don't get angry or feel afraid, and you become more confident. If your mind is calm, you become peaceful and happy, you're less worried and frustrated. You don't get stressed about work or exams, you develop compassion and kindness, and you have more harmonious relationships. If your mind is concentrated, you get less distracted by useless things. You find it easier to focus and learn. You perform better in sports and games. You make better music and art. You will be more trustworthy. What is different between samatha and vipassana? Samatha meditation and vipassana meditation are two types of meditation. Samatha aims at achieving deep concentration, while vipassana aims at understanding both the body and mind. In samatha meditation, the focus is solely on one object to attain deep concentration, such as by fixing the mind on a single point. In contrast, vipassana meditation involves observing various mental and physical processes as they occur. During samatha meditation, when the mind wanders, we bring it back to the chosen object. However, in vipassana meditation, when the mind wanders, we observe it without trying to control it. Only when the distraction fades do we return our focus to the primary object. These differences in focus and approach distinguish the two types of meditation.
Tiffany, it is your turn.
And that
we are going to practice guided muscle relaxation meditation. Before you begin, please straighten your body, center yourself in the middle of your camera. Put your hands together with the right on top of the left with your thumbs connected and place them in your lap. Then close your eyes. Step 1. When I say a group of muscles, focus on the group of muscles you feel the tenseness in them. Step 2. Mentally relax this group of muscles. Step 3. Feel those muscles completely relax. Let's start. Your scalp muscles. All the muscles on your head are relaxed. Your forehead and eyebrows are relaxed. Your eyes, ears, nose, lips, and chin are relaxed. Your neck and shoulders are relaxed. Your arms, forearms, wrists, hands, and fingers are relaxed. Your chest and upper back are relaxed. Your abdomen and lower back are relaxed. Your hips and thighs are relaxed. Your knees and legs are relaxed. Your ankles, feet, and toes are relaxed. Now your whole body from head to toe fully relaxed.
We are going to advance to Anapanasati meditation. You're going to focus on your breath. When you breathe in, a puff of air touches the tip of your nose. Make yourself aware of the touch. When you breathe out, a slightly warmer puff of air touches the tip of your nose. Make yourself aware of that touch. We are going to practice counting technique with each cycle of in-breath and out-breath. You will count from 1 to 8, and do not let your mind wander. If your mind wanders out, start counting from 1 again. We're going to first practice together. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 1. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 2. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 3. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 4. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 5. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 6. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 7. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 8. Now go back to 1 and start counting on your own. We are now done meditating.
Juga pada jani juga, baya pada jani baya, soka pada jani soka, maju sabe bibanina.
Nahi Virana Virani Samantida Kuda Janam Avirana Cha Samanti Esa Dhamma Sanandana.
Prashad,
Señor, possibly.
Baba baba sa akaranam kusala supa sambata sajita davanam edam buddhana sasanam.
Marana me duvam, Jivita me aduvam, Ida me punyam, Nibbana sa vajyo hontu, Imam punya bhagam, Sabhasatanam bhajema, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. That one time.
It is now part 2 of the Dhamma class, and before we start, this Dhamma class is very important, so please be respectful and do not eat during this part of the Dhamma class. However, drinking water is now fine. So we will be moving on to program number 1, which is Chant of Metta Sutta by Alinte Valerie Noel, Sumyapit, Alexander, Chloe, Mason D, Shinking and Kishing, Vincent Joel, Sarah, Gama Bali, and Pia Bala and Gina Bala.
Mekta Sutta Yasa Nubawato Yaka Newa Desanti Vasanam Yahi Jewa Nuyujanto Ratin Dewa Mentenditwa.
Sukam supati sudoja papam kanji na pasati ewamadi gunubedam perdam dambanamahe.
Kawaniyamata kusalena Yanta santam padam abisa mecha Sako uchucha su uchucha Suwacho cha samutu anatimani
Santo Sako Ja Subaro Ja Abakijo Ja Salahu Kawuti Sanjendriyo Ja Nipako Ja Apakapokuli Swananukito.
Na cha kuda ma chere kinshi ye na winyu pere ubawa de suki no wa ke mino honju savasata bawantu suki tata.
Chloe, it is your turn.
Ye kete panabu dati da dasawa dawarawa dawasesa diga wa ye wa bahada majima rasaka anuka tula. Dita wa ye wa adita ye wa dire wa santi awi dire Buddha wa sambawe siwa sabasata bawantu sukitata.
Na baro baram niku peta na ti mangena kata jina kanji biaro sana padika sanya nanya manyasa tu kami jaya.
Madayata Niyam Buddha Mayusa Eka Buddham Anurage Ewampi Sababudesu Manasam Bhawaye Aparimanam
Metancha Saba Loka Sami Manasam Bhawaye Aprimanam Udam Adaho Cha Tiriyancha Asambadam Aweram Asampadam.
Didam jarani sino wa sayana yawatasa vidamito etam satim adideya ramamitam vihara mitamahu.
Didenja Anubhagama Silawa Dasanena Sambano Kamesu Winiyakedam Nahi Jadu Kabaseya Unarati Metanchita Jitiyam Sadhu 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 Bhavatam.
We will now be moving on to program number 2, which is Buddhist stories, first by Zinjol Su'ao and Hele Ao, and then by Valerie Mason, Dean Chloe. Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Hannah, and my Buddhist name is Sukabala, which means power of happiness. So today we'll be talking about something with some Dhamma friends of mine. So Sue, could you please introduce yourself?
My name is Su'ao, and my Buddhist name is Jakapali, which means protector of Dhamma. So the Zenja, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Thazin Jaw. My Buddhist name is Janapali, which means part of concentration. So, Hila Ao, what will we be talking about today?
Today we'll be talking about a woman and an ogress. So Zenja, could you please start?
A woman and an ogress. Once there was a man who wanted children, but his wife couldn't have any. She worried he might leave her, so she convinced him to marry another woman. Sadly, every time the new wife got pregnant, the first wife made her lose the baby with medicine in her food. The second wife realized what was happening too late and became very sick.
Before she died, the second wife vowed to repay the first wife for her suffering in future lives. They were reborn as animals like a cat and a hen, always harming each other's offspring. Then they were reborn as a leopardess and a doe, continuing their life of revenge.
Finally, they were reborn as a nobleman's daughter and an ogress. One day, the ogress chased after the nobleman's daughter and her baby in a fit of rage. The desperate mother sought refuge with the Buddha, begging him to save her child.
Instead of intervening, the Buddha taught both women about the consequences of their hatred. He showed them how their cycle of revenge began and how it led to suffering in each life. He urged them to let go of hatred and embrace compassion and forgiveness.
Filled with regret, the lady and the ogress asked each other for forgiveness. After many lifetimes of rivalry and hatred, they finally made peace. Then the Buddha spoke in verse as follows.
Nahi wirna wirani samantita Buddha janam awirena cha samanti isadamo sanantano.
The translation of that verse was, in the world wherein people are mean to each other, being mean back never makes anything better. Only being kind and caring can calm things down. This is an old rule that teaches us how to be better friends.
Loving kindness is the best friend.
That is all, so we will now be asking questions. So, Hinla O, could you please ask the first one?
My first question is for, I think, Gina Blatt. So, who is the leopardess?
The old woman? The old wife?
That's correct. So, Zinja, could you please ask the last question?
Sarah, how did the wives end the cycle of suffering?
By asking for forgiveness.
That is correct. That is all, and thank you for listening.
It is now Valerie, Mason D, and Chloe's turn.
Hello, Mangalaba. My name is Mason D. My Buddha name is Lokapali, which means guardian of the world. I live in Texas, and I have two Dhamma friends joining me. So, Chloe, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Mangalaba. My name is Chloe Tang, and my Buddhist name is Titi Bali, which means keeper of wisdom. I live in Tuna Hills, California. So, Valerie, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Mangalaba. My name is Valerie Chow, and my Buddhist name is Dana Bali, which means the keeper of charity. May Cindy, what will we be talking about today?
We will be talking about the great victory over Elephant Nalagiri. So Chloe, please read the first paragraph.
Before we begin, please listen carefully because we will be asking some questions at the end. The great victory over Elephant Nalagiri. Long ago, there was a fierce elephant named Nalagiri in Buddha's time. He caused a lot of trouble in the cities, drinking too much alcohol and hurting people by stepping on them. Devadatta, who wanted to be a leader, tried many times to harm the Buddha. First, he sent archers, but they failed. Then he pushed a big rock, which hurt Buddha's toe a little. With the king's help, Devadatta made Nalagiri drunk and sent him to hurt the Buddha. People in the city knew about the plan and watched closely.
When Buddha came with his students, Nalagiri charged with his trunk high, smashing things in his path. Then a scared mother with a baby got in the way. Nalagiri chased her, but she got away. Then he turned to the baby.
Buddha used his love to calm Nalagiri. He gently said to the elephant, "You're here to hurt me, not others. Come to me." Feeling Buddha's kindness, Nalagiri stopped being wild. He came slowly to Buddha, knelt down, and Buddha touched him. Buddha told Nalagiri to be kind and not hurt others. People cheered and threw jewels at Nalagiri. He became known as Dhanabala, the one who protects wealth. Nalagiri back to the Buddha and slowly went back home.
Now we will be asking questions, and I will be asking the first question. So my first question is to Hema. And Hema, if you're here, what did the Buddha use to defeat Nalagiri?
His love and kindness.
Yes, that is correct. So Valerie, please ask your first question.
My next question is to Deepa. Deepa, what is the meaning of Dhanabala?
The
Well,
one who protects wealth.
that is correct. Hema. So my last question is to Hema, and why does Devadatta want to hurt the Buddha?
Because he wanted to become the leader.
That is correct, and thank you for listening.
Thank you for watching and listening.
We are now moving on to program number 3, which is Buddha and Dhamma, first by Alexander, Deepa, and Sumya Pei, then by Sarah, Soizen, and Linlin, then by Juju and Awal, then by Victoria and Minta Joel, and then by Shintha and Tiffany, and lastly by Piabula and Junapol.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Alexander. My Buddhist name is Ujubala, which means power of honesty. So today, 2 of my Dhamma friends will be joining me today. So Deepa, please introduce yourself.
My name is Deepa Ong, and my Buddhist name is Tejabala, which means lucky keeper. So Simya Piaki, please introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Simya Pei. My Buddhist name is Shita Bali, which means a regarder of mind. And Alexander, what will we be talking about today?
Today, we'll be talking about why we take refuge in the Buddha. Sumya Pei, please start.
But before we start, we will be asking questions in the end, so please listen carefully. Taking refuge in the Buddha is an important concept in Buddhism. We take refuge in the Buddha because he was a special person who discovered something very important about life. The Buddha, whose real name was Siddhartha Gautama, lived a long time ago in a place called India. He was a prince, but he realized that wealth and fancy things didn't bring lasting happiness.
So the Buddha decided to leave his palace and go on a journey to understand the meaning of life. After many years of searching and practicing meditation, he finally found what he was looking for. He discovered a way to end suffering and find true peace and happiness. This way is called the Buddha's teaching, or the Dhamma. When we take refuge in the Buddha, it means we trust and follow his teachings. We believe that he showed us the path to a better life. The Buddha taught us about things like being kind to others, being honest, and not causing harm to living beings. He taught us to have compassion and to be mindful of our thoughts and actions.
Taking refuge in the Buddha also means that we look up to him as a guide and a role model. We try to follow his example and learn from his wisdom. By doing this, we can become better people and find happiness in our lives. So, in simple words, we take refuge in the Buddha because he discovered a way to be truly happy and peaceful. We trust and follow his teachings to live a good life and make the world a better place. We will now be asking questions. Sumia, please ask your question.
My question is to team, and it is, what is the way to end suffering and find true peace and happiness called?
It is called the Dhamma, or the Buddha's teachings.
Yes, that's correct.
My question is to Cynthia and is, what did the Buddha realize?
He realized that wealth and fancy things did not bring lasting happiness.
That's correct. Now, Alexander, please ask your question.
My question is the team, and it is, what does taking refuge in the Buddha mean?
It means you trust and follow his teachings.
That is correct. Thank you for listening.
It is now Sarah, Swizan, and Lemon's turn.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Sarah, and my Buddhist name is Jagapali, which means Guild Guardian. Today, we will be answering a question, and two dear Dhamma friends of mine will be joining me. So, Lenlin, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Lanlin, and my Buddhist name is Manopali, which means keeper of minds. So, Swayzen, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello to my class, my name is Weizhen, and my Buddhist name is Wansap Bali, which means keeper of relatives. So, Sarah, what will we be sharing today?
Today, we will be answering the question, is Buddha a god? So, Suizan, please begin.
Before we start, everyone please listen carefully because in the end we'll be asking some questions. Is Buddha a god? No, Buddha is not considered a god, and actually Buddhists don't believe in the creator god. Siddhartha Gautama, who is commonly known as Buddha or the Buddha Gautama, was a spiritual teacher and the founder of Buddhism. He was born in ancient India around the 6th century BC.
Buddhists revere him as the founder of the religion and view him as an enlightened being, but not as a deity or a god or a divine being. Buddha is regarded as a guide, an example for followers to emulate on their own path towards enlightenment.
Buddhism is a non-theistic religion, meaning it does not revolve around the worship of gods or a creator deity. Instead, Buddhism centers on the teachings of the Buddha, who is seen as an enlightened human being who attained profound insight in the nature of reality and the cause of suffering.
Buddhists look to the Buddha as a guide and a model for their own spiritual journey, rather than as a deity to be worshipped. His teachings, known as the Dhamma, form the core of Buddhism and emphasize principles like the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, which offer a path to liberation from suffering and the cycle of rebirth.
In some cultures or sects, there might be devotional practices or the veneration of Buddha statues, but this is more of a sign of respect and reverence for his wisdom and teachings rather than worshiping him as a god. So now we'll be asking some questions. So Sarah, can you please ask your question?
My question is to Rebecca, and it is, what is the Buddha known as?
A guide.
That's correct. So, Lillian, please ask the next question.
My question to Hank is, name two things that are emphasized by the Dhamma.
The Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path.
That is correct. So Swayze, can you please ask the last question?
My question to Rebecca is, when was Buddha born?
He was born in ancient India around the 6th century BC.
That is correct. That is all, and thank you for listening.
It is now Juju and Noel's turn.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Juju, and my Buddhist name is Janapali, which means keeper of all human beings. So today, me and my dear Dhamma friend Minta will be discussing something with the Dhamma class today. So Minta, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Noel, and my Buddhist name is Manapala, which means power of personality. So, Gigi, what are we sharing today?
So today we'll be sharing about the Dhamma. So Minta, could you please start?
Before I start, everyone, please listen carefully because we'll be asking questions at the end. What is the Dhamma? Dhamma, also spelled as Dhamma, is a concept from various ancient traditions. Like Buddhism and Hinduism, let's talk about Dhamma in the concept of Buddhism, which might be easier for kids to understand. In simpler words, Dhamma means following the right path and doing what's good and kind. It teaches us to be good people and to be kind to others and be honest and fair in everything we do. It's like a guidebook for living a happy and peaceful life. The Dhamma also shows us how to understand our minds, emotions, and thoughts better. It helps us see things as they really are and not get too upset about small things. It teaches us to be patient and not let anger or sadness take control of us.
Imagine Dhamma as a treasure map to finding happiness and inner peace. By following its teachings, we can learn to be better friends, siblings, and children. It encourages us to share, help others in need, and be respectful to our parents and elders. One important aspect of Dhamma is practicing mindfulness and being aware of our actions and thoughts. It reminds us to think before we act and to be kind to all living beings, including animals and plants. So, in a nutshell, Dhamma is all about being good, kind, and compassionate, both to ourselves and to others. It's a beautiful way to live that brings happiness and contentment to our hearts. So now we'll be asking our questions. So, Minta, could you please ask your question?
My question to Miranda is, what is Dhamma?
It is following the right path and doing what's right.
Alright.
So now I'll be asking my question, which is for Hema, which is, what does Dhamma show us?
It shows us it shows us how to understand our minds, emotions, and thoughts better.
That is correct, thank you. And Minta, could you please ask our next question?
My next question to Miranda again is, what can we imagine Dhamma as?
We can imagine it as not happiness.
That's correct. And Gigi, could you please ask the last question?
My last question is for Hema, which is, how does the Dhamma help us?
It helps us see as they really are and not get too upset about small things.
That is correct, thank you. And that is all for today. Thank you for listening.
It is now Victoria and Minta Joel's turn.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Victoria, and my Buddhist name is Ujubali, which means honest keeper. So today I will be talking about the 6 virtues of the Dhamma 1. So everyone, please listen carefully because I will be asking questions at the end. 6 virtues of the Dhamma 1. Every Sunday we chant the 6 virtues of the Dhamma in our Dhamma class. How many virtues of the Dhamma are there? There are 6. Well, now I will explain about these 6 virtues of the Dhamma in simple terms for our Dhamma kids. Svakato means well-spoken or well-taught. It tells us that the teachings of Buddha are clear and easy to understand, just like a good teacher explains things clearly so that students can learn. Buddha teachings are like that too. Santitiko means visible or open to inspection. This means that the results of following the Dhamma can be seen and experienced in our lives. It's like when you plant a seed and see a little plant growing from it. You can see the results of your actions. Akaliko means timeless or immediate. The good things we gain from following the Dhamma can be felt right away and also continue to grow over time.
It's not something that only happens in after this life or in the future, but it brings positive changes to our lives right now. So now I will be asking questions. Kishing, what is the meaning of svakato?
Well spoken and or taught.
That is correct. And dazinjo, what does santitiko, visible, mean?
The result of following the Dhamma can be seen and experienced in our lives.
That is correct. My next question is for Kishing, and it is, what does akaliko mean?
The results of following the Dhamma can be seen and experienced in our lives.
The correct answer is timeless or immediate. Dazinjo, when can the good things from following the Dhamma be felt?
Right away and also continue to grow over time.
That is correct, and thank you for listening.
Miranda.
It is now Shinta and Tiffany's turn.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Shintan. My Buddhist name is Mokapali, which means freedom keeper. So today, my dear friend Tiffany will be joining me. So Tiffany, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Tiffany, and my Buddhist name is Santa Bali, which means peacekeeper. Shintan, what will we be talking about today?
We will be talking about the 6 virtues of the Dhamma too. So Tiffany, you go first.
6 virtues of the Dhamma too. Ehi pasiko means inviting to come and see. The Dhamma encourages us to explore and investigate its teachings to see if they're helpful and true. It's like a fun adventure where you can learn new things.
Opanayiko means leading inward. The Dhamma guides us to look within ourselves to find wisdom and peace. Just like a treasure hidden inside a treasure box, we can discover wonderful things inside us by practicing the Dhamma.
Pajatam Veditabo Venyuhi means to be realized individually by the wise. This means that the Dhamma is not something we should just believe blindly. Wise people understand it by practicing and experiencing it themselves.
These 6 virtues are important principles in Buddhism that teach us to live a good and meaningful life, to be kind to others, and to find inner peace and happiness. Tiffany, can you please ask your first question?
My first question is to Ang, and what does Ehi Pasiko mean? It means inviting to come and see.
My question is to Angunte. What does Opanayiko mean? The answer is it means leading inward. Tiffany, what is your last question?
My last question is to Ang, and what does Pajatam Veditabo Venyuhi mean?
Next.
Well, it means to be realized individually by the wise. Thank you for listening.
It is now Pia Bola and Gina Bola's turn.
Hi, Dhamma class. My name is Kevin Hong, and my Buddhist name is Bia Bla, which means power of love. So today I'll be sharing something to the Dhamma class with my dear brother Gina Bla. So Gina Bla, can you please introduce yourself? Hi, my name is Jane Hong, and my Buddhist block, which means part 1. So be a block, what will we be doing today? Today we'll be sharing about what is uposatha. Here, because we will be asking questions in the end. What is uposatha? The Bali word uposatha means observant or fasting. It refers to special days when Buddhists follow specific precepts such as 8 or 9 precepts. To focus on spiritual practices like meditation and reflecting on their actions. In a lunar month, there are 4 uposatha days: full moon, new moon, eighth waning, and eighth waxing. Full moon is when we can see the entire moon. New moon is when we cannot see the moon at all. Eighth waning is the 8th day of the waning moon, or 8 days after the full moon. Eighth waxing is the 8th day of the waxing moon, or 8 days after the new moon. So now we'll be asking questions. So Juna Block, can you please ask your first question? Swizm, what does the Pali word upasatha mean?
The literal meaning is observance or fasting, which also means special days.
That is correct. So Bia Block, can you please ask your question? Victoria, what are the 4 uposatha days?
Full moon, new moon, eighth waning, and eighth waxing.
That is correct, and that is all. Thank you for listening.
We're now moving on to program number 4, which is choose the correct one out of the given answers by Team Hank and Hannah.
Hello, my name is Team Joe. My Buddhist name is Santi Balap, which means the power of peace. And today my twin siblings will be joining me. Please introduce yourselves.
Hello, my name is Hima, and my Buddhist name is Sapali, which means peacekeeper.
My name is Hank, and my Buddhist name is Bala, which means the power of knowledge.
Today we'll be asking 11 questions, and the individuals May Cindy, Onlin Tay, Kishin, Chloe, Kamapali, Benji, AJ, Shasha, Alexander, Tenten, Shinki, William, Suong, Valerie, Amy, and Hazel will be answering. So to start off, May Cindy, what does the word Bali mean? Oh, sorry. What does the Bali word opusata mean?
The literal meaning is observant. Also, it means special days.
That is correct. Thank you. Alnante, what are the 4 uposata days?
Full moon, new moon, eighth waning, eighth waxing.
That is correct. Thank you. Kishing, what does Dhamma show us?
It shows us how to understand our minds, emotions, and thoughts better.
That is correct. And Chloe, what can we imagine Dhamma as?
We can imagine it as a map to happiness.
That is correct.
Kamapali, how does the Dhamma help us?
Could you repeat that?
How does the Dhamma help us?
To see things as they really are and not get too upset about small things.
That is correct. Benji, when can the good things by following the Dhamma be felt?
Right away and continue to grow over time.
That is correct. AJ, what is the way to end suffering and find true peace and happiness called?
Upset.
Well, the correct answer is Dhamma, or Buddha's teachings. Shasha, what does taking refuge in the Buddha mean?
Upset.
Well, the correct answer is it means you trust and follow his teachings.
Alexander, what is the way to end suffering and find true peace after happiness and happiness called?
Dhamma, or Buddhist teachings.
That is correct. Teng, what is the meaning of Dana Pala?
The one who protect the wealth.
You are correct. Shinki, why does the monk named Dewa Datta want to hurt the Buddha?
Because he wanted to become the leader.
That is correct. William, what does the Pali word uposatha mean?
The literal meaning is observance, and it also means special days.
That is correct.
Suong, what is the way to end suffering and find true peace and happiness called?
Dhamma or Buddha's teachings.
That is correct. Valerie, when can good things by following the Dhamma be felt?
Can you say that again?
Of course. When can the good things by following the Dhamma be felt?
Right away and also continue to grow over time.
That is correct. Thank you. Amy, what does taking refuge in the Buddha mean?
Upset.
Well, the correct answer is that it means you trust and follow his teachings. Hazel, what is the way to end suffering and find true peace and happiness called?
Upset.
Well, the correct answer is Dhamma or Buddha's teachings. Thank you for listening.
We're now moving on to program number 6, which is translation of Ogata book by Miranda and Simone. So, hello Dhamma class, my name is Miranda and my Buddhist name is Bodhi Pali, which means keeper of wisdom or keeper of enlightenment. And today, Simone and I will be doing translation of Ogata book on pages 2 and 3. So, Simone, please introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Sumya Pei. My Buddhist name is Chitta Bali, which means your daughter of mind. So Miranda, please go first.
I'll be doing English to Burmese, and my individuals are Gina, Bala, Mason D, Sarah, Valerie, Sue Ong, and AJ. So please have your Ogata book out and be ready. So Gina, Bala, what is the Burmese word for the Sangha jewel?
Ganga Yerena.
That is correct. And Mason D, what is the Burmese word for I raise my hands together?
Samoyed.
That is correct. And Sarah, what is the Burmese word for a third time? The answer is Tatiya. And Valerie, what is the Burmese word for jewels?
Yadana.
That is correct. Suan, what is the Burmese word for offenses?
Sambadoda.
That is correct. And AJ, what is the Burmese word for venerable sir?
Upset.
And that is all for English to Burmese. So Sumipe, please do your individuals.
I will be asking Burmese to English translations, and the people I have with me are Keishing, Alexander, Chloe, Shinky, Hazel, and Amy. So, Keishing, what is the English translation of Bancha? So it is 5. And Alexander, what is the English translation of Ahambande?
Is it venerable sir?
Yes, that's correct. Chloe, what is the English translation for Dudiyambi?
A second time.
Yes, that's correct. Shinky, what is the English translation for Tawara? Sorry, I meant the English translation for Bhagavato. So it means the blessed one. And then Hazel, what is the English translation for Ogata?
Absent.
Okay, and then Amy.
Absent.
Okay, so that is all for today. Thank you everyone for listening, and thank you to everyone who answered.
We are now moving on to program number 7, which is reciting books 1 and 5 by Rebecca and Cynthia.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Rebecca, and my sister Cynthia will be joining me for today's reciting of Book 1 and Book 5. We have a few Dhamma friends who are May Cindy, Sue Ao, Chloe, May Lin, Thing Thing, John, May Kao, William, Gama Bali, and Alin Te. So please have your Book 1 and Book 5 ready. First, I'll be asking from Book 5, pages 6 and 7, so please have your Book 5 ready. May Cindy, on page 7, can you read verse 8 of Mahajaya Mangala Gatha?
Dirgaha Titipujagena Sadatahajam Brahma Visiti Jiti Mahiti Bhakavidanam Jnana Gazena Vidina Jitawa Munindo Dante Jasavate Jayamangalani.
Thank you did very well. Sue Ao, on page 6, can you please read verse 5 of Mahajaya Mangala Gatha?
Vihaya Atisatraka Wada Ketum Wada Biro Pitamanam Ati Anda Budam Panya Patipa Charito Chitoa Munendo Tamte Jasabawatude Jaya Mangalani.
Thank you did very well. Chloe, on page 6, can you please read verse 3 of Mahajaya Mangala Gatha?
Nalakiram Gajawaram Atimata Dawaki Chaka Masaniwa Sudarunadam Metambu Sekawitina Chitawa Munendo Tam Tejasa Bawatute Jaya Mangalani.
Thank you did very well. Cynthia, please ask your individuals.
Now I'll be asking from book 1, pages 4 and 5, so please have that ready. Mei Ling, can you please read Iti Piso Bhagawa on page 4?
Iti so Bhagawa Aham Sama Buddha Vijachara Sampano Surado Lokavidu Anutua Purisa Demasaweti Tata Deva Mansanam Udo Bhagawa.
Thank you. John, can you please read 5 precepts on page 4?
Next. John, yeah. Keep going.
Pratama Vyadi Sikasani.
Yeah.
Okay. Vyadi Sikasani.
Okay, next.
Ikang, can you please read 9 virtues of the Sangha, Super Deepano on page 5?
There's not.
Here.
Okay. Read it. Cynthia,ပြန်ပြောလိုက်စာမျက်နှာကိုပြောလိုက်လေဘယ်မှာလဲလို့
Can you please read Supratipano on page 5?
Next.
Ting Ting, can you please read Swagato on page 5?
Swagato Bhagavato Dhammo Sanditiko Alkaliko Ehipaziko Opanayiko Penchanda Vadidabo Vinoyu.
Thank you. Now I'll be moving on to page 13 of 15. Only take, can you please read Mangala Sutta, verse 1 on page 14?
Where again?
On page 14.
Next.
Kamapali, can you please read Mangala Sutta, verse 3 on page 14?
Wait, what page was it?
On page 14, verse 3.
Patirupada sawasoja pubeja kata punyata ada sama patnidija yata mangalamutamam.
Thank you. William, can you please read Mangala Sutta, verse 8 on page 15?
Verse 8.
Yes.
Giravoja Nivatoja Santutija Gatanyuta Kalena Dhammam Sawanam Etam Mangalamutamam.
Thank you.
You all did very well today, and that is all for reciting of Book 1 and Book 5.
Marinda.
We are now at the end of the Dhamma class, so everyone please put your hands together and recite Buddha Sasanam Chiram Jitatu 3 times. Buddha Sasanam Chiram Jitatu. May the Buddha's teachings last long. Buddha Sasanam Chiram Jitatu. May the Buddha's teachings last long. Buddha Sasanam Chiram Jitatu. May the Buddha's teachings last long. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. That is all. Thank you for coming.
Bye, everybody.